Hello everyone and welcome to Grammatically Incorrect News. This week, Nintendo sets out a new business plan, Microsoft has acquired the Gears of War franchise, the latest trailers and game releases for this week, and Bethesda announced a couple of details about The Elder Scrolls Online. The president of Nintendo, Satoru Iwata, spoke this week, laying out a new and quite drastic business plan to investors in the company after it was reported 2 weeks ago that they were making a $250 million loss for their current financial year in 2013. First off, the president of Nintendo announced he will be taking a 50% pay cut in response to the failings of the company, along with a string of higher-ups in Nintendo. This was followed by the company wanting to bring a universal Nintendo Network ID to mobile platforms and all future products from Nintendo. It is still unclear what this service will be other than a universal logon, but when mobile devices got mentioned, Nintendo stated that they won't actually be developing games for this platform. Nintendo also announced a new initiative called Quality of Life, where it will use a non-wearable device service and software to monitor your health. Again, it is unclear what this actually means, but with the success of Wii Sports and Wii Fit, I think Nintendo wants to hit that market again. The launch date for this project is 2015, and you can expect to see future details later this year. There was also talk about letting Nintendo characters and properties being licensed out to third-party developers to create new types of games for the Nintendo devices. This may be one of the biggest pieces of news since Nintendo has always had a tight control of their own properties. A good first example of this is Zelda Hyrule Warrior, which is being developed by the creators of the Dynasty Warrior franchise. This will be made alongside Nintendo's next-gen Zelda title in development, giving us 2 Zelda games over the next 2 years. There was a bunch of smaller announcements as well, including a release date for Mario Kart 8 in May, the Virtual Console on the Wii U getting DS games, benefits for loyal customers who purchase games and products day one, and also improving the Wii U image itself, which has been miscommunicated to the general public. All in all, Nintendo seems to be aware of its problems and willing to make changes. Will it be enough to save this company? Who can say? But there is one thing you can count on: never underestimate them. Look at the Wii. It was predicted as a flop before it came out, and then it became one of the biggest consoles of last generation. Earlier this week, the Gears of War franchise was acquired by Microsoft Studios from Epic Games, the original creators of the game. This AAA third-person action series will be exclusive to Xbox consoles for the foreseeable future. The studio which Microsoft has given the franchise to develop it is Black Tusk, which will be overseen by Gears of War veteran Rod Ferguson, who was a former producer for Epic Games. There was a lot of backlash to this news from fans of the franchise, but the creator of the Gears of War series, Cliff Bielinski, said, "I don't think the franchise could be in better hands. Heck, Rod's Twitter handle to this day is Gears Viking. Gears is just as much Rod's baby as it was mine." He followed this up with saying he's got something to look forward to on Xbox One, besides Titanfall and Project Spark. Black Tusk Studios did say to expect more news about the Gears of War game later this year. It'll be interesting to see how this new game will turn out, especially since the series wrapped up the story quite nicely after Gears of War 3, and the prequel tale, Judgments, wasn't well loved by Gears of War veteran fans. Time to highlight some of the smaller news pieces of the week and trailers. Sony has announced the release date for the PlayStation Vita Lite in the UK for February 7th at the recommended retail price of £180. The new model has only been available in Japan so far, and there is currently no release date for the device in the US and the rest of Europe. The device's features includes being thinner, lighter, having better battery life, and a new LCD screen. The Vita, which was considered the weaker of the 2 handheld gaming devices, has been given new life this year with a better library of games and the much talked about remote play feature. This allowed users to play PS4 games anywhere in the house, even if the TV is being used by someone else. Upcoming Final Fantasy game, Lightning's Return, got a pretty amazing recap video for the last 2 Final Fantasy 13 games, which was retold in the classic 16-bit art style. The recap does wonders of explaining the basic plotline, which is considered one of the worst Final Fantasy stories to date. Monster Hunter 4, which only came out in Japan last year for the 3DS, has been given a sequel called Monster Hunter 4G, which is expected in autumn in Japan. Western and European fans who have eagerly been awaiting for the release date for the original Monster Hunter 4 were disappointed to find out they will have to wait another year for the 4G version of the game at the beginning of 2015. This week, game releases included the definitive edition of Tomb Raider for PS4 and Xbox One. Reviewers came out saying it's a beautiful addition of the game, but if you've already played this before, there is absolutely nothing new here apart from looking nicer. The Kickstarter game Broken Age by Double Fine was released this week on PC for the general public. This game is a modern day point and click adventure game and is well worth a try. You can check out my review by clicking on the annotation below. Last but not least was the release of the indie game Octodad: Deadliest Catch on PC. This charming indie title has you doing everyday chores but as an octopus, while trying not to give away your identity. The game is also coming to PlayStation 4 later this year. The Elder Scrolls Online, the massively multiplayer online game being developed by Bethesda Studios, which is expected in April, had a string of announcements this week along with a new 8-minute CG trailer. PlayStation 4 users won't require PlayStation Plus to play this game online, while Xbox One users will need Xbox Gold to play it online. This on top of paying monthly subscription to Bethesda to access the game makes playing the game on the PS4 a lot more appealing since you only need to pay for one subscription. There were also details about pre-order bonuses and also a collector's edition called the Imperial Edition. This included an art book, a statue and a cloth mat. This edition, along with all pre-orders, will get a mount, a non-combat pet, an experience boost with friends and an option to play as any race in one of the 3 factions. Currently the game is in beta, but is under a non-disclosure agreement, so there isn't actually any information out there about this game. With less than 3 months away from the release on PC and Macs, it's kind of scary to see how cagey Bethesda is being about its product, and this new CG trailer feels like a way to distract people from that fact. PS4 and Xbox One users will have to wait till June when it gets released on next-gen platforms, and hopefully by that time, we can see if it's worth investing into this highly anticipated MMO. That's about all the news for this week. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and share with your friends, and I will see you all next week. Bye bye.